Tonight I have some footage of the Keeping Up with Kardashians show. Uh, there's actually two parts to this. Um, there's a clip in the preview of the show, and there's a clip in the show. And we're going to start with the one that's in the show. So here it is in slow motion, and this is Kim Kardashian on Forbes Women and Men's Summit. I'm going to play it in slow motion. Okay. We're going to look at each hand closer because the hologram break happens on both hands. So I'll have to show the first one. There are the hologram breaks of her fingers. There. The fingers here look pretty strange. I think these tips shapeshift. So the remnants where holographic images are left behind. And there they finally disappear. And we'll watch it again. I just wanted to show these strange images that are here. I don't think they should be there. So let's watch this hand. Now we'll look at the other hand, and I'll play it through slowly. Yeah, this hand is much more interesting. Okay, we'll look at it closer. And the tips of her fingers will shapeshift, and they have eyes like this, like a little face. Sometimes one eye, most of the time two eyes, and they morph in and out. And notice that there's not a black magic marker line around her hand similar to this one here. I'm just going to go through this. Notice the tips of her fingers. Okay, now here, this hologram is starting to break here. This becomes clear. Some issues with interference here. Sorry about that. See how it's cut out? It starts down here, comes up, and affects her thumb. And this is really interesting too, because the thumb, what this is supposed to be filled in, is actually outlined and it's clear. We've seen that before in hologram malfunction. fills back in, but there's still a notch out of her arm. And also, this little finger, you want to watch what happens to that. You can see little eyes here, but also there's one here. And if you don't see it, so be it. And their little finger has come off, which I think is a little critter head, got its head chopped off. We still have this missing here. You can see the fingers here. Little finger is completely gone. And there is a little critter right in the middle right here. I see these little eyes. Still no little finger. You can see how the magic marker, black magic marker is what I call it, around her fingers. And this is actually a morphing creature. These are its eyes. And it's having a malfunction. You can see the tip of this finger. The pen makes that go blurry. Sorry about that. Very strange images. Still no little finger, just a little nub. And then, look, there it is right there. It's trying to come back. And this thumb has a tiny eye on it right here. Probably can't see it real well. And there's a little green tip. You try to do that hand position, and I guarantee you can't. If a human did that, they would have a broken thumb. And that's just completely bizarre. Notice the little finger and the messed up thumb. Okay, we're going to move over. We want to continue to watch this hand. There's no reason for her hands to look like that. I don't care what definition the TV is on. And then, look at this hand, and this finger is really strange because it's clear. She brings it up. See the finger? This is her finger. Outlined in black and clear. Does it have the flesh color yet? So that's about it with that. And I'll play through it kind of quick. Before we move on to the next scene, I want to show this hand here, the same hand we just looked at. And you can see this is her thumb. That's too little and too skinny. Some frames on it. Her hand is shape-shifting. Okay, and just another quick look. Okay, and here, this is just a guess, suspicion that this is a big spider on her head, because a lot of them do have creatures in their hair. And if you look at the center of that, you can see almost two little eyes, a little head. If you've watched my previous videos, you would have seen these little white objects. And when I first saw them, they looked like Space Invader icons. There is a frame on that. Still there. This clip is in the beginning before the show, and there's no hologram failure like in the last clip, and I'm not real sure why that is. But we're gonna watch this hand. See how strange this looks. And can see these little eyes right here. Hope you're able to see them. And if you just look at the like greenish color that's on her hand and on her fingers, and I definitely think that this is a creature head right here. Okay, moving on. Now the other hand, and notice there's not a black magic marker line all around her fingers. These, I believe, are creatures, and these tips shapeshift. The thumb also. And we're going to watch this little finger shrink down and disappear. See this little face here, and there's one here. It's noticeable. She's got that black around her fingers again. Not as much. There goes a little finger shrinking down. And she's not bending it. It is not there. And look at her fingers. This is where her little finger should be, and that's definitely not a normal hand. Black magic marker outline. Try to get a little closer on this. Starting to get activity on the little finger. But notice there's no hologram break here. But this here looks very strange. I actually think that these could be snakes. Snakes working the hologram. I don't understand how. I just know what I see. And look at how far back this thumb is. You can clearly see that there's no finger here. The tips of these are white because they're creature heads. And look at that. You cannot make that position with your hand if you're human. And look how long and big her thumb looks, and her fingers look little. Or short, I mean. And then they turn around like snakes. These three fingers, they remind me of how a snake turns and attacks. Notice the little finger. And this thumb, you can see this one pretty good, I think. But this thumb has eyes on each side, and sometimes they have one large eye, and because they morph, so they're different. Definitely see the eye that's darker on the thumb. Okay. And I'll play through it kind of quick. Interference is driving me crazy. Okay, I think we've got it. Yeah. This is not the real Kim Kardashian. Real time.
Has been leading up to this year. I think at this form.
Thank you for watching. I appreciate every subscriber, and I hope that you keep safe out there and trust Jesus, and God bless you all.